reading friends. I'm Mrs. Davis. I'm so glad you're joining me here in the Happy Place to Grow, where we have been most recently growing our word knowledge. We've expanded to start recognizing words with blends. That would be two consonants, two beginning sounds, and most recently we've moved to the end of a word because we can spy blends, two consonants that you hear both sounds, but they sort of smoothly work together. We have discovered they can also be at the end of words, and we focused in our previous lesson. Hopefully you were with me and joined me. If not, check it out because you need that step before this one. We're advancing forward to be reading whole words today, and our ending blends, which this is also a beginning blend too, we discovered that. ST, remember what S and T say as a combo team. Say it with me. St, right. In our last video, we built words. We listened to the word. We figured out what sounds we needed, built, tapped it out, blended, and read it fast. The next ending blend that we worked on was, can you remember what S and K say? Yeah, say it at home. Sk, right. And then ND. See if you can recall those two, that team. Nd. How'd you do? And then finally, NT, ending blend. Nt. And you were really successful at building and sounding out those words and identifying the sounds. We also focused with our short vowels, We became familiar with a lot of words that have these ending blends. So today's focus, we're going to be looking at the whole word. They will contain blends. I'm going to keep them grouped together for this lesson since they're we're familiar with them, but they're still relatively new. And some of you may already have the sounds quickly in your mind, but some of you might still be working on beginning, middle, and end. So I'll keep them grouped together. We'll start with words that have, got my list here. Let's start with my favorite ending blend, sk words. We'll keep those grouped together. I'll flash the word, I'll pause, I'll see if you can say the word at home, and then we'll say it together. If you need to tap the beginning, middle, and end out, that's okay, because we might still be working on a few of these words. Practice makes permanent. The more you see it, the more you work through the sounds, eventually you'll see it and you'll know it because the sounds will quickly come together in your mind and out of your mouth. And that's how we grow those reading skills. Here we go. Let's get started. I'm pausing so you can read it. And the word is ask. 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 How'd you do? I'll put it right here in my little chart. Next word. And this is a pattern. It's a rhyme. So if you saw that and noticed that, you could read this quickly. Mask. Right. Look. Mask has the word ask in it. Here we go. Yeah, it's a rhyme. T plus ask. Task. Wow, you're doing excellent. Let's do a few more with sk, and then we'll move to the next ending blend. Did you say it quickly? Yeah, it's desk. desk. So far, so good. And let's do one more. Did you say risk? Risk. Risk. Excellent. Good work. Okay, let's move on to, let me scoodle these little guys over. Stick risk right here. All right, let's move on to our next ending blend. Do the same job. Here we go. You're reading at home first. Did you say lost? Lost. She lost her beautiful necklace and she was sad. Lost. These words want to stick together. Next one. Say it at home. If you need to sound it out, you can. Must. 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 You must clean your room before you go outside. That might be something that your mom says. Next one. I spy a rhyme. What about you? We don't often have that letter as a beginning sound, so it's kind of fun to see it. Did you say just? Just in case you were wondering, just and must rhyme. Next one. This one's a fun one. Did you say best? Best. My best friend is coming over and we're going to have a pajama party. Best. It was the best day ever. So lost, must, just, best. So far, so good. Our last one with st. Beginning sound. Did you say fast? Did you say it fast? Fast. I was very fast at getting my room cleaned so I could go outside. Fast. Kind of doodle you in there. All right. Moving right along. Let's go to and. How you doing out there? I know you're doing great. Even if you're tapping it out, you're still doing your best. Here we go. Beginning sound is a vowel. It's a common word. Did you say and? And. My mom and my dad are working hard today. Next word. Do you spy something in common? Patterns help us read words quickly too. I see and, I put the beginning sound, and I have the word hand. I'm going to hand it to you. You're doing great. Rhyming patterns help us read words quickly. Spying and again, and the word is sand, right. Coming up, we have a story that we're going to read together that has the word sand in it. And it makes me want to put my toes in the sand at the beach. Next word. Vowel sound. Not but One letter makes a new word. And. It is always nice to end the day in a cozy, comfy bed. Let's do one more. I spy a rhyme. Didn't I just see that word? End? But there's a beginning sound They rhyme. S plus end. You got it. Send. And look, send and sand. One letter difference. Awesome. All right, final blend of our quick word reading session. And then we're going to read a little short story and see if we can spy and highlight words with blends. Here we go. Let's do a couple of these. I'm just going to pull out a few. Nt. That's our blend. Did you say scent? Right. Sent. She sent me a present because it was my birthday. Next word. Nt is the ending blend. Yeah. I see a pattern. Must be a rhyme. What word is it? Tent. Right. I will sleep in a small tent when I go camping. I don't think I want a small tent. What about you? How about this one? The fire truck went down the street. You never know when you're recording what's going to happen in your neighborhood. Did you say went? I just had to add that in. And it went by fast. Went, sent, intent, rhyme. Well, let's do two more in the ent blending. This one starts with a vowel. A. Ant, you're right. Not your dad's sister, not that aunt or aunt. This is a creature, an insect. They're pretty intelligent, but they can bug us at picnics. And then finally, an unusual word that I think is fun and challenging because we don't see it often. Did you say mint? Right. Mint is a plant. It's a flavor that can go in foods. Chocolate chip mint ice cream, peppermint candy. You know, candy canes are peppermint flavor. Awesome. You did wonderful. Identifying the sounds quickly in your brain and reading these words. Now, I'm going to clear our blend words that we were able to think about and read quickly. And let's put our word knowledge together into a story because we're thinking about alphabet letters. That's the first step. Identify the letters. And then match letters and sounds together. And we know that there are multiple sounds that go with letters and letter combinations. We've discovered that over our time together. And then we learned that by putting those together and practicing them, they come quickly and they become words that we can see and read because we know we've had enough contact with them. Now, the last step to this is actually putting those words that we can read together with a group of words. We call that a story or maybe an article, a newspaper story, information, nonfiction books, poetry. We want to be able to read words for understanding, and words are collected in a group together to give us information. Maybe it's a make-believe story, a song, a list, a poem. So that's the ultimate goal, not just to be able to identify words, but those words become a collection of reading fun and reading adventure so we can learn, grow, and enjoy the printed collection of words. So I put together some of these blends into a story. It's a short little story. It's not deep or hard for us. It's gonna be pretty easy, and mainly it's just gonna be to practice these ending blends. So one thing my students like to do when we were in class, when we read a story and we worked on words, once we read the story, we would go through, read, and then spy words with whatever our target was. So our target are these ending blends, sk, st, and nt. So we'll read the story together, and then we'll go back through and see if we can spy for words that have ending blends. And what my students love to do, they would take a highlight marker, which is a color, but it's see-through, it's clear, it goes on like a window, but it spots out kind of like a bright light, this yellow, and it spots out what you're spying for, which in this case would be ending blend. So let's see if we can put our story up here. All right, I want to make sure that I'm going to tilt you down just a smidge. Whoop. That wasn't a good idea, was it? Okay, I think you can see the whole thing now. Okay, so the story I'm thinking about, I was inspired by reading some of our words. I titled this At the Beach. So stories, even articles in the newspaper, or if you're reading a magazine, or even if you're looking online at stories, or you're looking stuff up on even, you say, hey, Google, and you ask Google to find you information about something. A lot of times there's a title. A title tells you the name of what you're reading, and it gives you your topic, if you please. So we're going to the beach, and we're going to spy for sk and st and nt words. And this is a 2-pager, so I will be flipping. So here we go. At the beach. Hey, let me get this guy. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we will read it together, and then we'll go on our spy hunt. So I'm going to be pointing at the beginning sound of each word. I'm going to be reading in a nice reading voice, taking my time, not rushing, but not reading super slow either. Here we go. At the beach. Today, we will go to the beach. We made a list. Will we play in the sand? Yes, we will. And dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we will do in addition to playing in the sand. We will lick mint ice cream. That sounds delicious. Last, we will walk hand in hand to the water. I am sure it will be the best day. All right, now let's read it together. And as we're reading, I want you to see if you can spy for those ending blends. Words with ending blends. Remember, the name was At the Beach. I'm going to kind of hold this up so we can see that last line together, okay? And I spy when I get to the end of a sentence, you will have an ending mark. We call that punctuation. If we're stating something or saying something, we'll have a period. If we're asking a question, we'll use an ending punctuation of a question mark. And then finally, if we're really excited about something, we'll use an exclamation. We had all three types of punctuation. Here we go. At the beach. You're reading with me. I need your help. Today, we will go to the beach. We made a list. Will we play in the sand? Answer, yes, we will. And dun dun dun. What else? Oh. Turn the page for the continuation of the story. And we will lick mint ice cream. Did you say lick and not like? We're going to lick it because we like it. Last, we will walk hand in hand to the water. I am sure it will be the best day. There's that exclamation, the best day ever. Awesome. Okay. Final activity with this quick little story. Let's go through, and I'm going to take my highlight marker. I'm going to point to each word, and at home, if you spy a word with a sk, st, n, nd, nt at the end, I want you to point and say that one, or thumbs up, highlight it. All right, let's see if you can spy them before I do. All right, here we go. Did you spy any yet? I didn't. Is this an ending blend? No, it's not. I'm glad you weren't fooled. Let me go to the next sentence. And that ending blend is st. So I'm going to go ahead and put a box around it and highlight. Just kind of go over that word. It kind of brightens it up. Now, you wouldn't do this in a storybook, but if you have a paper that you're going through and it's your notes or you're studying, highlighting, it just pops out things. And since this is a chart, so at school, my students would have the same story. They would have a paper that belonged to them, and they could make marks on it. That was okay. Okay, let's keep going. Spying for ending blends. Did you spy any in that sentence, which was a question? Did you spy sand? It's spying out there. I'm going to go ahead and box that up. Highlight that. Okay, let's keep going. This is a sentence that will continue on the next page, but is there a word with a blank? Did you spy it already? And We have one at the end of that page. I highlight that up. It's fun to do highlighting. Again, you're not going to do it in a storybook, but you can do it on an individual paper if you make your own story. You can do it even on a computer. If you're working on something, they have a function where you can highlight words. So that's fun too. So if you have a tablet and you're doing your word practices on a tablet or a computer device, then they have functions where you can highlight, and that's always fun too. In the books that I read on my Kindle, I can highlight words, and so that's fun too. And it's not permanent. Okay, and let's continue. There's the end of that sentence. There's one more word with a blend, right? One of our blends. Did you spy it? The flavor mint. Great. Spying. If you've never tried mint, chocolate chip mint ice cream, or peppermint, I'm sure you've had a candy cane. Some people don't like peppermint because it's pretty strong. I like spearmint better than peppermint. It's a little bit more mild. Okay, let's keep going. Next sentence. That was a long sentence, right? There's several words with blends. Right at the beginning, we've got the word last. So I will scroll over that with my little pen highlighter. Last. And then if we continue down, we've got hand and hand twice. So I'm going to go ahead, underline those two, box them up, and highlight over them. Since there's two of them, I'm putting it on a sturdy little table here. And then our final sentence. We saved the best for last, the word best. And I was thinking about, but I didn't have the space. Let's see if I can highlight that right quick. I was thinking about, at the end of a story, it'll say the end. I wanted to write the end, but I was running out of space. So end would have been a good way to end this story. And our final blend of the story best. Excellent job. That was fun. And, you made it easier for me because you were here working with me. And, working in a team is always fun. So if you're working on your reading skills at home, grab a mom, a dad, a grandparent, a brother or sister, or a goldfish or stuffed animal, somebody to work with you, at least just to be there as a support buddy. Hey, it helps. All right, readers, we have really navigated these ending blends so well that you know what time it is. Our next lesson together with ending blends. I think we're ready to move on to spell check. That's where we're going to be hearing the words, listening for the sounds, and then spelling, thinking about our ending blends, beginning sounds, middle sounds, spelling, because spelling and reading are connected, and once we are familiar with letters and sounds and patterns, then our spelling will not be, it's one of the harder skills when we're learning to read and write. Spelling is the hardest one of those, and once we can connect reading and spelling, the spelling becomes easier, so writing is easier. And it's fun and enjoyable, just like reading. I'll call out the word, you'll spell it, and then we'll check it. I know you're going to do great. And I'll be so glad to see you and work with you once again. All right, readers, I am glad that we have navigated and conquered these ending blends together, and I will see you real soon for a spell check. Get your supplies ready. All right.